everybody. Welcome to the children's sermon. I'm Pastor Nate. I'm really appreciate you watching this. I hope you share it with some of your friends too, maybe other friends and family who don't go to Bethany but who would like a little children's message as part of their week. You'll notice that I don't have my Mr. Rogers sweater on, but I am wearing a North Face fleece, which is the Colorado version of a Mr. Rogers sweater, so everything is okay. Today we're going to be hearing a story that comes from Luke chapter 8, if you want to find it in your big Bibles. But it is about Jairus' daughter and another woman, and it's a story of healing. So today I switched it up a little bit. I wanted to make sure you could see the pictures, so I'll be reading the story while you look at the pictures and follow along, and then I'll hop back on here in just a moment to give you the work. We still have work time because it's important to put our faith and the stories of our faith into practice. You know how this works. But listen to the story now, and then I'll see you back in just a minute.
There was once a little girl who didn't get out of bed one morning, or the next. In fact, she didn't get out of bed for a whole month. She was very sick, and no one knew how to make her better. Jairus was her daddy, and he loved her. One day he was sitting by her bed, holding her hand, wishing there was something he could. "I know," he said. He jumped to his feet, put on his coat, kissed his daughter, ran down the steps, past the servants, out of the house, through the gates, along the road, into the town, up the steps, and into the temple. He fought his way through all the people until at last he found who he was looking for. "Jesus," he said, falling at Jesus' feet. "My daughter," he pleaded, "please." But he didn't need to beg, because before he even finished speaking, Jesus reached out his hand and helped him. "I'll come at once," Jesus said. Jairus' eyes filled with tears. Jesus was coming. It would all be all right. In those days, of course, they didn't have ambulances, so they had to go by foot. Jesus' helpers knew that he would heal the sick girl, but they must hurry. If Jesus didn't get there soon, it would be too late. But everyone was in the way, hustling and bustling, jostling and pressing, pushing and shoving, squishing and squashing. The disciples ran ahead, forcing back the crowd. Suddenly, Jesus stopped. His friends looked back. What was he doing? "Who touched me?" Jesus asked, because he felt power go out of him. "Me," said a frail lady, looking down at the ground because she was ashamed. The poor lady had been sick for 12 years, and she had to get well. She knew if she only touched Jesus' coat, she would be healed. So she touched his coat, and instantly she was well. "We don't have time," Jesus' friend said. But Jesus always had time. He reached out his hands and gently lifted her head. He looked into her eyes and smiled. "You believed," he said, wiping a tear from her eye, "and now you are well." Just then, Jairus' servant rushed up to Jairus. "It's too late," he said breathlessly. "Your daughter is dead." Jesus turned to Jairus. "It's not too late," Jesus said. "Trust me." At Jairus' house, everyone was crying, but Jesus said, "I'm going to wake her up." Everyone laughed at him because they knew that she was dead. Jesus walked into the little girl's bedroom, and there, lying in the corner in the shadows, was a still little figure. Jesus sat on the bed and took her pale hand. "Honey," he said, "it's time to get up." And he reached down into death and gently brought the little girl back to life. The little girl woke up, rubbed her eyes as if she'd had a good night's sleep, and leapt out of bed. Jesus threw open the shutters and sunlight filled the dark room. "Hungry?" Jesus asked. She nodded. Jesus called to her family, "Bring the little girl some breakfast." Jesus helped and healed many people like this. He made blind people see. He made deaf people hear. He made lame people walk. Jesus was making the sad things come untrue. He was mending God's broken world.
Hey everyone, it's work time, as you know how this goes, and today our story was this great tale that we read about in Luke 8 about Jairus' daughter. And I love the way that the Jesus Storybook Bible talks about it in the end. It says that Jesus is making the sad things come untrue. And so that's your work, that's your challenge today. What can you do to bring some happiness and some joy to a sad or difficult situation? I bet there's a lot of people in your life right now who are feeling a little stir crazy or tired from all this staying at home and no work and no school. Can you make them a card? Can you send them a note? Can you film a video and send it to them? How can you be a part of helping something sad become a little bit better, ease some of the pain? So be creative, use your head, do something fun, and just remember that Jesus makes the sad things come untrue, and we're invited to find ways to do that too. I'm Pastor Nate. This has been the Children's Time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.